that's tricky. There's no question about that. I can't obviously speak from a gymnastics standpoint, but from a football standpoint, the health and safety, especially of our game, is really paramount right now, that the fundamentals and the techniques are being taught the right way at the youth age. And, that glue that kind of keeps them, I think, involved and engaged. We talked about it, having games around our game. Everybody wants to score, right, in our game. So having the big people score occasionally makes it fun. But, I think you can go and it just doesn't look right. Like there's, your athlete keeps getting injured, or their emotion, like you get in the car and there's a look on their face like, this is not what I want to do. Different than it's challenging and it's hard, and maybe they didn't do what they were supposed to do to get ready to practice, to where now we've got to dance that delicate line with, I love you, Pat, but we got to go to practice today, because a month from now you're going to be in better shape. Like you just got to dig a little bit deeper to and really kind of take your emotion out of it too as a parent. Again, I'd speak from a parent's perspective. I mean, there's been some days my boys haven't wanted to go to practice, and I'm like, well, you were up all night and you went to the pool all day, so we're going to go to practice today, and you're not going to like any moment of it. And then we're going to think again about staying up all night and going to the pool next time we have practice. So there's that line, right? I think as a parent, it. And I would first ask my child if there was something that is wrong and abusive. I would think they'd probably put a wall up and be afraid of telling you. And that would just cause me to dig a little bit deeper, be a little bit more observant, maybe talk to some of the other parents, maybe talk to some that maybe played on the team before my boys did, and see exactly, is this unique? Is there something going on here? And then, obviously you love to have a child advocate for themselves. I think that's a hard expectation. Collegiate, maybe high school, collegiate. At some point, maybe as they get a little bit more confident, as they get a little bit older in their career, but for youth athletes, I think that's a pretty tall task.
I certainly, I'm not a psychologist and don't want to come across as one, but what would you do academically too? What's age appropriate for your, hey, if something's not going right, are they in a position they can go talk to the teacher on their own? Or as a parent, are you joining them? Are you sitting there to be reinforcing what they're saying, or just listening, but they're advocating for themselves? You're teaching them that, but you're present too. It's hard age-wise. I think you just need to kind of look at it, and maybe what mirrors what you would do with them in their school setting, you could think about from being age appropriate.